Hi everyone, today we are doing a 30-minute intermediate full body reformer workout. We're going to start today with footwork. I have it on 3 red springs on my Balance Body Studio reformer. That's a moderate weight for footwork. We're going to keep it that way to try to challenge our hips in the next exercise. So go ahead and join me on your reformer, laying down. I have my headrest up. You can choose to have your headrest up or down. Having your headrest up is going to help your ribs settle into neutral and keep your neck in neutral alignment, but you can find what feels best for you. We've got the heels on the bar, sits bones distance apart. Take a second to check in and find your neutral pelvis. So pubic bone and hip bones on the same plane, a little bit of space behind your lumbar spine. Settle those ribs in. Let's take an inhale to press into the bar and push the legs straight. And then exhale to come in. I'm flexing at the ankles and really pressing my heels into the bar. It's going to give me some work through the shins, little activation in the front of the body as well. Press. And then draw it back in. Nice full nourishing breaths here. Big inhale as you press out. Exhale, pull the carriage in. Trying not to ride the springs. Think equal amount of effort as you press out and as you pull in. Let's do 2 more there. Press. And draw it in, lengthening through the joints. And come all the way back in. Place your toes on the bar, heels together, toes apart. Find your Pilates V. We're rotating the thighs out slightly, never really going wider than shoulder distance. Inhale to press out. Exhale to draw in. Push those balls of the feet into the bar and draw it back in. Can you find that connection with the bar and then pull into the connection of the bar? Find it more as you pull in to really get into the backs of the legs. Press and drag it in. 2 more. Stay connected to that bar. 1 more here. Press and draw it in. I'm going to have you separate the heels again, keeping the balls of the feet on the bar. Legs are sits bones distance apart again. Go ahead and press away from the bar and then stay there. We'll drop the heels down with control, really sinking into the space below that bar, and then lift the heels back up. Take it again lower. And draw it up. And drop those heels with control and lift them up. Good. Make sure you're pressing evenly across big toe and pinky toe. We're not rocking out to those pinky toes. 2 more here. Keep breathing. 1 more. Good. And then let's drop one heel and bend the opposite knee. So my left leg is straight, heel dropping below the bar. And then we'll switch. And switch. And switch. Working those lower legs, 1 more each way. And switch. And then we'll bend the knees in and relax. And flip onto your side right away. So I'm going to keep my headrest up, and that's going to act as the head support for me. A little bit of work through the neck. If you feel like you really need additional support there, grab a ball or a block or a cushion. And we're going to keep it on those 3 red springs, and we're going to take the top foot onto the bar, toes right at the edge, knee is pointing forward right in line with my hip, and then we're all going to take a moment to find a neutral pelvis. So this top hip reaches towards the foot bar, that bottom hip presses down into the carriage, and we settle into our laying down position, head directly between the shoulders there, and then go ahead and push your legs straight. Press that heel into the bar when you can, and then bend your knee and only come in as far as you can with the heel staying down. And depending on the tightness in your calf muscles, the length of your Achilles tendon, that might be farther in than me or not as far, and that's totally fine. Meet your body where it is today. We're challenging that ankle mobility. We're working into the hip. This is a little on the heavy side for me. If it's feeling like it's on a heavy side for you too, go ahead and drop down to 2 reds and a blue or 2.5 springs. Or even 2 reds. We're moving slow here to really get into the hip. That lateral hip is working. We're keeping that knee up. If we drop the knee down towards the ground, we're going to lose that work there. So keep it up. If you want to press your top hand into the shoulder block there to help resist that kind of feeling of your body wanting to push through the shoulder rest, so you can do that. Bottom leg is bent and relaxed. We're continuing to feel that top hip reach towards the bar. Good. 1 more. Good. And then come all the way in. Your heel can rise up. And we're shifting positions into an external rotation of the thigh bone. So heel is going on the very edge of the bar there. Hips are still stacked. We're drawing that hip down and away, lengthening through the spine. Knee is rotating up to the sky, but hips are stacked, and then we press out like that. And then we bend it back in. Again, we're thinking of pulling in, not riding the springs in. Take that again, press. And bring it in. Good, keep feeling that top hip reaching towards the bar. Bottom hip pressing into the carriage. Nice, and press. This is heavy, so we won't do too many reps here. Let's do 2 more. Push it away. Good. Last one here, and press. Bring it all the way in, and then we'll go ahead and turn to the other side. Starting with that parallel leg. Toes are forward towards the front edge of the bar. It's okay if your heel doesn't touch right away. You want your hips stacked, that top hip pulling down towards the bar, bottom hip pressing into the carriage, and then you push away, getting your heel down into the bar when you can. And then we bend in and we keep the heel against the bar. Knee is pointing forward at the same level of the hip. Let's try not to let it collapse there. Press, and then drag it back in. And push away. We're still breathing, of course, and then bringing it back in. Good. And again, remember to change the weight if it doesn't feel right for you. Always do what feels right for you today. Meet your body where it is. Every day is a little bit different. And bring it in. Let's do 1 more there, keeping that knee pointing forward. Try not to move the hips as your leg pulls back in. Get that nice crease in the hip socket, crease in the knee, crease at the ankle. Good. Let's adjust to that external rotation position. So heel on the edge of the bar, hips are stacked, thigh is rotated outward to point that knee up to the sky, and then you push that heel into the bar to press away. And we bend back in, getting into the deep rotators of the hip and the glutes. And bring it in. Check into your breath. Make sure you have length in the neck, crown of the head reaching long back towards your ropes. It's easy to kind of go into like a fetal position of your body here, but try to really stay neutral and supported through the spine. Let's do 2 more. Press it away. And drag it in. Last one. And all the way in. Close the springs fully before you relax out of the position. And then come up and let's switch to 2 springs, 2 red springs here on the Balanced Body Reformer. And the foot bar is going to go all the way down. We'll lose the foot bar. Get that out of the way. And then make your way to laying back down on your back. Headrest can still be up. Grabbing the straps. I have long loops and shorter loops. I'm going to go shorter loops here. Arms up to the sky. Draw your right leg to a tabletop position, 90 degrees at the hip, 90 degrees at the knee, and then bring the other one up to meet it. Feel those ribs heavy into the carriage, neutral pelvis, and then push your hands forward until there's tension in the ropes and your arms are hovering just over the shoulders. Take a moment to plug the arms into the shoulder joints, stay there. Next, exhale, tap your right toes down to the bar, and then inhale it back up, and then do the left. Beautiful. We're exhaling to reach the leg away. As we do that, we feel a little bit of closing in the front ribs, a little bit of narrowing of the waist. Good. Let's flex the ankles and do a few more. Tap it down. Good. Makes it a tiny bit more challenging. Plus, I was getting a cramp in my foot. So let's get rid of the cramp. Tap it down and right back up and left. Now you can choose flexed feet or pointed feet, going either toes or heels, and we're going to do both legs at the same time. Exhale it down just as far as you can where you're in control. You're maintaining that neutral. Maybe you alternate heels and toes. That's kind of fun. Tap it down and bring it up, working through the ankles and the feet too. Tap it down and right back up. Let's do 1 more set. Keep those hands pressing into the straps. Keep that engagement there. Awesome. Legs will stay in tabletop. Next, exhale. Curl the head, neck, and shoulders up as the arms press down next to the hips. Great. And then release it back down. Taking that again. Inhale it up. 2 more there. Exhale, reach. Inhale, release. Exhale, soften the front of the body, expand the back of the body, and release. Next one, we'll hold it up there. Stay there. Extend your right leg long. Really reach into those straps with your hands. Long fingertips reaching away. Exhale it away. If you're having any neck tension right now and you feel like you'd rather have your head down, that's fine. Or you can stay curled up. Every time you exhale, draw that belly deeper in and up and left. Good, one more each way. Pressing into those straps. Lower the head down, release the arms for a moment. Put your feet down on your platform and just kind of let the arms hang out wherever is comfortable for you. We're going to keep the straps because we're going to do another set, and I want you to drop the knees to the right and just get a twist through your waist. Come back to center and go the other way. Come to center again. Bring those legs up to a tabletop position, and then reach your arms up to the side in a T. Still keeping heavy through the backs of the ribs, soft through the chest. Let's squeeze the legs together. Big inhale to prepare. Exhale, extend your legs and reach your hands down to your hips. And then come back. Starting position. Take it again. Exhale, extend, reach into those straps. Feel the collarbones wide, chest nice and open, and bend it in. We're keeping the head down for this just to challenge the psoas and the core in a different way. Couple more. Reach. And bring it in. One more, reach and stay. Right leg up to the sky, left leg lower towards your platform or bar. And switch. And switch. My hips are staying stable. Length through both sides of the waist. Switch. And switch. Couple more here. Switch. And switch. One more each way. Switch. And switch. Both legs come up. Bend both knees. Reach the arms up to the sky. And then place both feet down for a moment. Hang up your straps. Let's reach those legs straight out, hanging out over your foot bar or platform. Reach your arms up to the sky. Nod your chin to your chest and take a roll up to sit yourself all the way up to change into our next series. We'll go down to one spring. I have one red spring here. And we'll sit back so that our hips are up against our shoulder blocks, legs straight out in front of you. If it's really hard to get a neutral spine here, go ahead and grab a towel or a mat and prop it underneath your hips to make it a little bit easier to sit in this position. Grabbing those shorter loops in the hands again, elbows pulling back, thumbs right under the chest, slide your shoulder blades together and get really tall. Inhale. On your exhale, extend your arms straight out in front of you. And then inhale and bend them back in. The ropes are going below my elbows for this. Exhale, extend and reach. Inhale to bend back in. We're letting the shoulder blades move really freely on the back right now, so they're gliding together as the elbows pull back. And then they're widening on the back as the arms press straight. Two more here, bend it in. Stay really tall through your spine the whole time. Try to avoid any feeling of collapsing or sinking. Extend it out. We're going to start the same way, but we're adding rounding of the spine here. As your arms press forward in front of your chest, I want you to round your back. Scoop your belly in, feel that spine stretch. And then we lengthen up and we bring the arms up over the shoulders here. And then we circle them down and up to the side. Good. Take that again. Press it through. Bring it up. And open. And again, exhale through. Bring it up. And open. One more there. Press it through. Bring it up. And open. Let's bring those arms straight out in front of you with a softness in the elbows there. Imagine you're hugging a really big tree. And then we'll inhale to open the arms. And we'll exhale to close them, narrowing those ribs slightly. Inhale to open. Exhale to hug it closed. Two more. We're not going to do too many here because we're going to do it again in a slightly different position. One more. Good. Exhale, bring it in. And then we'll drop those arms down. We will hang up the straps. And then we're going to switch to a blue spring or a half spring and do some side kneeling arms. So go ahead and adjust your springs. If you have a yellow spring available to you, which is even lighter than the blue or whatever your version of that is on your reformer, keep in mind that that might be a good option for you, depending on how you feel in this series. You can grab the shorter strap for a little more of a challenge, or the longer loop if that ends up feeling like too much resistance. And we're going to go right back into that hug a tree position. So now we're starting with the arms open. Hips are directly over knees. You're going to want a little bit of space between you and your shoulder blocks. Arms out to the side, softness in the elbows. Take an inhale to lengthen that spine, and then exhale and hug in. A little more challenging now because you're just pulling with one arm, and then we inhale to open. There's more oblique work here. We're working counter rotation. So the core is working to kind of resist through the opposite side. And pull, and bring it right back in. 2 more. On your next one, we'll pull it in, and we're actually going to hold that position there and add rotation of the spine. So now I want you to exhale to twist to the left, and then inhale to come. Maybe that's not the left for you, but wherever you need to twist to get towards your foot bar side of your reformer there. Inhale it back. A couple more twists. So you're twisting away from the rope. And bring it back in. We're trying to keep the hips square to the wall in front of us as we twist from the waist. 1 more there. Exhale to twist. Inhale, bringing it back to center. We're going to switch hands, but stay where you are, same direction. I'm going to get a little closer to my shoulder blocks to make it a tiny bit easier for me, but you can pick what feels right for you. And we're going to draw a sword here. So I want you to pull out from the elbow first. Elbow starts to pull away, and then you extend the arm through the wrist, and then we bend at the wrist, bend the elbow, and release it back in. Good, take that again. Elbow leads you out, extend through the wrist bends, elbow bends, pulling in under the shoulder. Let's do a couple more. Pull and extend, good, and bring it in. We're keeping the ribs neutral to the best of our ability here, feeling a little bit of heaviness through the front of the ribs, and bring it in. 1 more. Good, and release. Let's take that all on the other side. So you'll need your other strap. You're going to turn it around. Going a little bit away from the shoulder blocks for the right range of motion here. You don't want to crash into that foot bar too much, too soon. Reach the arms slightly in front of your shoulders and straight out with a little bit of a soft bend in the elbows. And then we exhale to pull in. We inhale to find length through the spine and expand through the ribs as the arms open. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale to open. A few more. Exhale, hug. Inhale, open. And we'll do 2 more here. Inhale to open. On your last one, hug it in. Stay, interlace those fingers. Next, exhale, twist your spine to the right or towards your foot bar, away from your ropes. And then again, exhale and twist. Take the range of motion that works for you, and again, think same amount of effort through the whole range of motion. Avoid the temptation of kind of like pushing and cranking into that position. 1 more. Exhale, twist. Inhale back to center. And then we maybe get a little closer to the shoulder blocks. We bend that elbow, holding the strap in the hand that's closest to your foot bar, furthest from your rope. Other arm relaxes. And then we're drawing the sword. We pull from the elbow, extend through the wrist, and then bend at the wrist, bend at the elbow, draw it back in. Taking again, pushing through the arm, extending, and reaching. And then we bend it back in. Let's take that again, 2 more. Ribs stay quiet in the front there. Feel that energy reaching through the crown of the head. And then we bring it back in. Beautiful. Now, let's go back to just 1 red spring or 1 full spring. 1 heavy spring, depending on your reformer. And then we'll face the ropes. We're going to be careful in this position because if you lose control, you can kind of fall forward towards the well of the reformer. So I just want you to be reminded to move nice and slow here. And again, same amount of effort through the whole range of motion to help you stay in control. I am going to grab up at the top of my straps here where they come together up near the D-ring. I am going to hold onto the strap though, not the rope. And then we're going to come up onto our knees a few inches away from the shoulder rests there. Hips stacked over knees, ribs quiet over those hips, arms long underneath the line of the shoulders. Take a big inhale and press those arms straight back. Let's turn the head to one side, turn the head to the other side. Come back to center and release the arms forward. Big exhale. Inhale to sweep the arms back. Hold your breath if you can to turn your head side to side. Come back to center and then use your exhale to release those arms forward. We'll take a few more like that. Try to keep those hips right over the knees. I'm feeling my hamstrings turn on a little bit, which is great. Turn the head the other way. Back to center. And release. One more. Press it back. Turn the head. And turn. Back to center. Feel the fronts of those shoulders open and release. Great. Hang your straps up. We're going to bring our bars back up to the high position. So that's the middle notch here on this reformer. And I'm going to go to a red and a blue spring, or like 1.5 springs for a side support, side plank position exercise. So you'll come off of your reformer. You'll stand next to it, facing towards it. The hand closest to the foot bar goes in the center of the foot bar. And then the foot furthest from your foot bar is going to go forward. So top leg forward is how I like to say it. And then the bottom foot is going to come up to the shoulder block behind it. And we find our side plank. Good. Long line from head to heels. And then we're going to inhale to press away from the bar. And exhale to pull over the bar, keeping the shoulder down away from the ear. Take it again. Press away on your inhale. And then exhale to pull in over the bar, finding your lat, finding that connection of arm into torso. Inhale and exhale to pull in. Good. One more. Inhale and exhale to pull in. And then we'll carefully come in, step down off of the reformer. You're going to try not to slam your carriage, and we're going to go to the other side. So your hand goes into the center of the bar, top foot going forward, furthest from you. Arm up to the sky, and then the bottom leg comes underneath you, behind the other leg, so top leg is forward, arm is up to the sky. We inhale to press away. We exhale to come in, and then inhale, and exhale. Take it again, inhale to press away. Exhale, come in. One more. You got it. Keep that chest open, energy through crown of the head, and then come in and carefully step down. All right, we'll keep those springs on, and we'll do a forward plank here, or a long stretch. Hands are going on the bar, shoulder distance apart. We'll do feet on shoulder rests today. So I'm pressing my heel into each shoulder rest. Hands pressing down into that foot bar. I'm thinking of widening my shoulder blades and pressing down into that bar. Stay nice and active through my shoulder girdle. And then we inhale, we press away from the bar here. Keep the gaze forward, chest reaching forward. And then exhale to pull over the bar. Inhale to push away as far as you feel like you have control of. Take your time here, take what's right for you. And then we exhale and we pull forward over the bar. Take it again, inhale to press away. And exhale to pull over, drawing that belly to the spine, thinking pubic bone to belly slightly. Pubic bone to belly button slightly, pressing through those heels. Good, let's do one more. And then exhale it forward. Carefully lower your knees down, let the carriage come all the way in. We will go back to 2 red springs and finish with some feet and straps. So you're on 2 reds. Headrests can be up if you like it, up here, and then you'll lay right down on your back. Grab your straps. I like to do longer loops for feet and straps. You do what feels right for you. And we'll go to heels together, toes apart right away in your Pilates V position. Find your neutral pelvis. Reach your arms down by your side. Take a moment to feel wide across your chest and heavy through the back ribs. Lower your legs until they're at about a 45-degree angle at the hips. And then we'll inhale to bend the knees. And then we'll exhale to extend out long into your frog. Inhale to bend, keeping the tailbone heavy. And then exhale to extend. Taking it again, inhale to bend. Exhale to extend. 2 more. Feeling those thigh bones spiral outward the whole time. 1 more. And exhale it out. And then we'll take circles. The legs are coming up to the sky. We're going to keep that external rotation of the thigh bones. Legs come up to the sky. Open out to the side a little bit wider than your reformer. Lower down, squeeze together in the middle. Lift back up. I'm working to keep my pelvis nice and neutral and really just get those thigh bones moving in the hip sockets here. So the core is working to stabilize the pelvis, and the muscles around the hips are working. One more. And then we'll reverse that circle. So you press down, open, and around. Taking that again, down, open, and around. Let's do 2 more there. Good, check into your pelvis. Feel even on both sides of the hips there, so we're not rocking and rolling side to side. Good, finish your circle, bend both knees, take your feet out of your straps, place your feet back down on your bar, hang your straps up, and we'll actually do one more thing to get a little flexion and extension through the spine to finish here. So I'm actually gonna go to a blue spring, a half spring here. It would probably be okay on a full spring. And then we're gonna very carefully step into the well of the reformer behind the headrest. Just don't trip on your ropes. And then we're gonna take the hands and put them on the shoulder blocks here, on top of the shoulder blocks. And then you step back a little bit so there's some room between you and your headrest. Bend the knees, sit your hips back. Let your head drop and find a little bit of rounding in the spine. Next time you inhale, start to bend the elbows, pull the carriage towards you, lift your chest, lift your tail, and find extension of the spine. And then exhale and drop and round the back. So I'm gonna drop my tail here, I'm gonna drop the head forward, I'm gonna round the spine. So it's kind of like doing cat-cow, right? So we inhale, we go into extension of the spine, tail lifts, chest lifts, gaze goes forward towards your foot bar. Elbows are drawing in towards the ribs and pulling back. And then we exhale to drop the tail, drop the head, let the carriage go forward, straighten the arms. Let's take a few more. Lift the tail, lift the chest, slide those elbows in. And then scoop the belly around the back, let the arms straighten, drop the head, drop the tail. And then last one, lift the chest, pull it forward, stretch, and drop down. From there, we're gonna press down through the feet, start to straighten those legs, let the arms release and roll all the way up to standing. And you are all set for now. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day or night, and please be safe getting out of the well of the reformer. Thanks again.